am John with California Leasing and Management, and you're with us today for This Week in Santa Clarita Real Estate. I'm really excited today to be with a great guy. This is Marco Acosta from Platinum Real Estate VIP. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, glad to have you. And we got a chance to chat before we started filming the show, and you have some really cool experience that I kind of want to hit on. Before we do that, though, maybe give us like the short version of from birth to how you got to here.
Wow, birth to here. So, of course, born back in 1978 in Los Angeles. Grew up in two different areas, La Puente, and then LA and Pico District, and then moved to Canyon Country right after the LA riots.
Okay.
Never thought we were going to be up here. My parents were looking in the San Fernando Valley. My mom moved us up here because she said it was the safest town in California.
Yeah, it probably was at that time.
Yes, it was. Actually, she printed up the safest cities of Southern California through the FBI record, and it said Santa Clarita. So
awesome.
That's why
she
we
did
came
her
here.
homework, huh?
She did.
Okay, so you got to Canyon Country, and then did you go right into real estate?
No, so came up here as a 14-year-old. Went to Canyon High School.
Okay, awesome.
Graduated from Canyon High School.
Cowboys.
Yes, I'm a cowboy. Went to Canyon High, then over to COC.
Okay.
During the time of COC, that's when I did I did about 2 years there, and then went to the Marine Corps.
Okay, awesome.
And
yeah.
Served for the Marine Corps, active duty and reserve duty for 8 years.
Well, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you for support. Appreciate it.
I'm a veteran too. We got to talk
Yes.
about that a little bit earlier, so that's kind of fun. A couple veteran-owned companies sitting here.
Yes, definitely.
So you go to the military, you come home.
So when I came back out of active duty, went into the reserve duty. I went back to COC.
Okay.
Did some more schooling, and then
Your GI Bill.
Yes, used the GI Bill. My parents were happy about that one.
Heck yeah.
During the process, I started working for Wells Fargo,
Okay.
and then jumped to our good old Valencia Bank and Trust.
Okay.
From there is where I got into the lending side.
Yeah. This is cool because this is what we were chatting about before, and this is a unique skill that Marco has that very few real estate agents have. So tell us, you got into lending.
So I got recruited for being a fluent Spanish speaking.
Yeah. Also a good skill.
So I got recruited to be basically a translator.
Okay.
And because of my banking history and knowledge, I was taught to be a mortgage lender.
Okay.
And
Now this is pre-Great Recession. At
Oh
this
yeah,
time.
this is 2001.
Okay.
I started the wholesale lending before 9/11.
Okay.
So I was working as a whole.
Well, yeah, you've seen some changes in the industry.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, we were refinancing people, giving the rates were 8 and 7s, and everybody had 12s, 11s, 13s.
Wow.
And people were jumping for those 7s, 6.5s.
Crazy, right?
Yes, how time has changed.
Yeah.
During that time, I left Valencia Bank and worked for a company called Tower Funding. Pretty
Okay.
sure you've heard of that company.
Yeah.
And then from there went to mortgage money lenders.
Okay.
Back about 2006 is when my good friend and business partner, Fredo Manzano, and I got together and we opened up Platinum Real Estate VIP.
Awesome.
And also lending at the time.
Okay.
And we had a strong, good, beautiful 2 years, and then 08 kicked in.
Right. We all remember that.
Yeah, definitely. We went through everything when it came to that time frame. We became REO agents. We were helping a lot of banks that are no longer around, like Countrywide,
Yeah.
and so on. That
It's like when you say that, it's like this core memory of pain.
pain and really showing your age, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. So for that time frame, for a good 5-6 years, we were REO agents.
So I want to go into this a little bit because, well, first of all, maybe not everybody knows what an REO is, so you'll be able to tell us that. But also, I wanted to hear you tell us about how that particular niche expanded your geographical footprint and gave you experience in areas that maybe not all agents cover.
So during that time frame, the bank-owned divisions, which is the REO divisions, there were none. Banks had closed those divisions, so they were starting from scratch.
Wow.
And there were certain things that they had in place, but not to the level that was required.
So they're trying to figure it out,
Yes.
just like everybody else.
Correct.
Okay.
And everybody was scrambling.
Yep.
They were going through trial and error from the beginning. Everything from negotiations with homeowners and programs, and then actually,
I remember it because we had a bunch of tenants who all of a sudden lived in a property owned by a bank.
correct. So all of that was being created as time was going on. So from, in my opinion, '08 to 2010, that was a time of the crazy times
Yeah.
for anybody that was in that business.
Yep.
From 2010 to 2013, it got better and it was more established.
That was the time to buy, right?
I would say yes. Yes, that was the time to buy, definitely 100%. At that time, banks were starting to ask us to do a little bit more. We were being very productive on cash for keys, communicating with the homeowner or the tenant,
Yep.
making sure that it was a positive communication, it wasn't a negative one. Since our record with them was really high with obtaining the properties, succeeding in a positive way, meaning that the property was in our hands and not destroyed,
Right.
or we were honestly able to keep our costs down.
Okay.
Right. So because we were successful in many of those avenues, they started to ask us to expand. And
Your
our
geographical territory.
Correct. So traditionally we would work Santa Clarita Valley, the San Fernando Valley, North Hollywood,
Right.
Antelope Valley. Well, now they're asking us to go to Whittier, Montebello, Covina, Azusa, City of Industry,
Yep.
Ventura.
And you don't want to say no because you don't want to lose the bank as a client.
At that time, that's where the work ethic came in.
Yeah.
You were working to provide for your family.
Yep.
It wasn't.
It was a time of survival.
Yeah, exactly. It was survival mode. That's when you would be up working at 6 in the morning.
Right.
You don't get home until 9 o'clock at night.
Yep. I do remember those days.
Yeah. So it was definitely a true definition of a hustle.
Yep.
But because of that, I've grown. I'm very familiar with a lot of areas in Southern California. I'm very been able to grow my network with agents.
Yeah.
And having that book.
Yeah, I
of,
bet that network is huge.
Oh, it is huge, and it's beneficial in today's
Totally.
market.